How we doing, everyone? I wanted to initially do this video as a live stream, just straight here on YouTube. If anybody wanted to like hop in and give a chat or anything like that, we could have done that. But I can't live stream from my phone because I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. So I'm just gonna make this video. It's gonna be quick and dirty, no edits, no nothing. I'm literally just gonna press upload as soon as I'm done with this. I want to talk about Azlo. The reason I want to talk about Azlo is because I'm becoming a pretty invested business owner into their platform, and I really believe in the platform. It's can't say enough good things about it. Um, but I want to give my perspective on it because I think that it's going to be. I think it's if you do a quick search on Azlo right now, there's not a lot of information out there. There's really basically no information on YouTube like reviewing Azlo. Not a lot of people are really talking about it from what I can tell. They do have some presence, but I'm the reason that it's provided a lot of value to me and the things that I'm doing is because I've used other banks, namely PNC Bank for business banking, and they're just giving me a ton of trouble. Mainly not the people. I'm not like really talking to people. I'm not walking in the branch. Just somebody like me, mostly doing business in a digital sense, so e-commerce, payments via just like transfer into an account, things like that, and other just digital things. Like I'm not like taking cash or anything like that. I think that Azlo is going to be a game changer for me long term, and I think it's going to be a game changer for a lot of people overall. They just might not know it yet, in a sense, because this is the next step in, you know, like in banking. I want to say like where you don't need to have a physical branch. You're not dealing with cash or doing all these things. So point of this video though is that to for one to kind of talk about that it's very underrated, I would say, right now, and they're still ramping up as a company. I believe the company, I want to say, maybe is like 3 or 4 years old, and I just got off the phone with a sales, or not really sales, like a customer service representative, and I had a couple questions based on my experiences and things that I'm doing with the platform, and this responses were interesting, and it gave me another interesting perspective on a company of that size, and specifically Azlo in this instance. So I asked questions like, was there any referral, or like they had something called Founders Circle at one point. I think that has pretty much gone by the wayside. Somebody like me, I'm gonna have 4 accounts on this platform. I need to be able to talk to somebody and say, hey, listen, like here's some feedback on what I think could make better. Like I would love to be the not like an influencer for the product, but I would like to be. I'm gonna be somebody that's on it. I'm gonna be somebody that's in the platform a lot with my different businesses. Each one of them with kind of different niches and different ways that they'll utilize it. So I want to be somebody that kind of gives back feedback and provides all that. And I think that'd be very difficult if I had to call into customer support every time and talk to some random person that doesn't really know who I am or what I'm doing or anything like that. And that's not to say I'm special, but it is to say that I have 4 accounts on your platform. I wish that I could have an account representative or account executive or something like that. And I don't know if that's going to happen. I asked that question specifically, and I was given again a vague answer from a very nice but very new sales representative. And he says, that we don't know what the roadmap is like. Well, he actually kind of said that a lot of cool stuff is going to happen, but I would expect that out of any sales rep, so or customer support person. So that's my that kind of hit me, and I was like, wow, I'm used to dealing with like a PNC, okay, and there's good and bad, but for me there's kind of mostly bad at this point, but at the same time there's a lot of like good in a sense because it's very established. There is people that have been there for a long time. They know what they're doing. I wouldn't want to be a customer service representative, but that being said, that doesn't mean that like people in that position don't know a lot about it and probably know much more than me, just somebody using the platform. So that's what I'm always looking for when I go into that situation, and it's something that I'm trying to get that information from those people. So the problem that I'm having with that, and the slightly concerning piece, is if like you go to PNC and you say, hey, I would like an account representative. They're probably not just going to hand you one, but like something like, can I get this to somebody? Can you get me somebody else that like knows what's kind of going on and stuff and like how things operate? They could probably do that for you. At Azlo, I feel like there's a lot of new people, and there's a lot of like kind of that going on where they don't know all of the information just because they're new and they're just at the customer support level. But I would like, since I actually feel like I know the platform pretty well, and I'm gonna, like I said, invest time and money in a sense, right, into the platform, I would like to be a level up, if that makes sense. I want that rep. I want somebody to do that. And then a couple other things that I was on that call, like for instance, one of the things is wiring. International wiring is something that I'm probably gonna have to do for one of my businesses, and they don't have that currently. And I asked the question. I was like, hey, do you plan on doing this? And they haven't seen it in the roadmap, and just vague answers. That's what you're getting, is vague answers. And I don't want like to be like a part of like the actual roadmap necessarily of the company, but I would like to, be somehow like influential in a way, or at least kind of know what I'm getting myself into before I, you know, fully kind of invest all that sort of stuff and the time and the money, like I said. The last thing that I asked, and this again shows sort of like I don't want to call it immaturity because I think it's a good company, but like the just early youngness, we'll say, okay? There was a problem. At the end of all that, I actually asked him a question that I was having a problem with: instant transfer. So basically, they have a feature that you can put in a debit card from another account, and you can say, all right, this debit card is going to immediately fund. It's going to get charged like $500 or whatever, and those funds are going to come right into the Azlo account instantly, right? That's the whole point of it, as opposed to linking accounts, which is one of the reasons why I'm trying to move away from PNC, because it's a pain in the ass to link accounts like that. They use like different mobile verification, and it's really annoying. But the point that I was trying to make was the instant transfer feature. I say to him, and I'm like, yo, I've tried this 2 times and it said it failed both times, like to contact customer support, right? And I just happen to have all these other questions. And I get to that point, and he's like, oh yeah, I think it seems to be down right now. I just got a communication that we're having some trouble with that. And I say, do you have like maybe a channel that you at Azlo as like marketing, or Azlo as like support or whatever communicates that with your customers, like via Twitter or something like that, if there is an outage? Because I think that would be very beneficial, because if you can communicate that with your customers, then instead of getting all these calls, maybe they'll just wait it out, because I don't need to do it right this second per se, but when it doesn't work, I'm like, am I doing something wrong? So that's the type of feedback that I'm talking about, just to illustrate everything else that I said in this video. That is what I'm like most kind of like interested in doing. And I'm trying to do that in all of my businesses, right? It's just like, this is an integral part of what I'm doing. So I just wanted to, I want it to work well. I want to be worth the time investment. And I want to see the company succeed, because I think it's awesome what they're doing, because all this other stuff is like fluff, especially the companies that don't give you any, like in the business sense, it's different, but the companies that are not really, focused on their customers, they're just focused on like bottom line and business, account acquisition or whatever. So, regardless of all that, I want to do some more content. I'm not trying to make my channel completely Azlo like centric or anything like that. I'm not doing that. But I want my channel to be about entrepreneurship, finance, personal finance, business finance, and everything like that. So this is something that is, again, integral in that. So I have another video coming. It's literally the entire process, documenting how to get the Azlo account, the whole application process, and then what to expect moving forward, like the actual platform overview, and the debit card unboxing. I should have gotten paid for that by Azlo, honestly, to produce that thing. But I didn't yet. Wink, wink, Azlo, if you're watching, hit me up, because that's what I would like to do. Like I said, I would love Azlo to be my sponsor or something like that, because I want a product. I want to do that with a lot of different things, but I want a product that I believe in, that I can honestly recommend to people, even if like I'm being like paid to say it per se. I'm not going to take payment from people that I don't believe in. And I do believe in Azlo. I wish them the best. I want to keep this video under 10 minutes here. So that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Try out Azlo if you haven't, and leave a comment, hit me up for any questions or anything like that that you might have. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. See ya.